Kia ora again. Well, you know what this video is about. I assume you've read the title. If you don't want to hear me ramble about my frivolous life-changing decisions, there are always plenty of videos on this side of the YouTube video page that might take your interest. Basically, the gist is, I'm not going to university this year. Traditionally, in New Zealand, once you finish high school around the age of 18, after you've been there for 13 years, you go off and do some kind of tertiary education like university, polytech, or apprenticeships. I'm totally bucking the trend and just not doing that at all. It's a bit weird because all of my friends that are my age are going off to do some form of tertiary education, and so it's really kind of strange being the only one not doing it. Obviously not strange enough to make me actually want to go to university, but it's such a weird feeling. It's kind of like everyone else is moving on with their lives and getting better education and doing stuff, and I'm just not. It's not that I don't agree with tertiary education or think that it's bad/useless. It's actually really good in the long run, and it always leads to higher paying jobs in the long run. But it's just not for me at the moment. I've spent 13 years in school. It's quite enough to be getting on with for a wee while. University doesn't start properly until the end of February, and that's when it's going to get really weird. If I did go to university this year, and when I eventually do sometime in the future, I want to do a Bachelor of Arts with majors in Media Studies/Sociology and minors in Film Studies/Psychology. The thing about that degree is it doesn't automatically lead you to a job. If I did nursing or commerce, I would pretty much have a job as soon as I finish my degree. But with a BA, you kind of end up becoming a teacher or a overqualified, underpaid secretary of some kind. I'm totally not bashing on a Bachelor of Arts. It's just I don't really see much of a future with it. I just want to do it because it's really interesting. Which is really another reason why I'm not going this year. I can go to university at any point in my life, so I think I might take them up on that option. There are also so many choices, options, and just ways to spend your money at university. Deciding which university to go to in the first place is hard enough. I mean, these are prospectuses for only 3 of them, and look how big they are! If I did go to the local university, Victoria University of Wellington, while living at home, which would make sense given that it's cheaper to live at home than, say, pay 10 grand a year to live in a hostel, I'd be travelling to and from uni about 2 hours every day, which looks a bit like this. Needless to say, that idea isn't very appealing. And basically, by the time you finish university, you've pretty much blown 20 grand on course fees and accommodation if you're not living at home. Which is, of course, not a bad thing. It does get you a good education. But at the moment, I think I'd rather spend that money on something else. I want to travel. I've always wanted to travel. Of course, I need money for that first, though. I'd like to think that there's tertiary education in my future. I know my family would like to think that there's tertiary education in my future. So, I think there will be tertiary education in my future. But not in my present. From a Laura who's a bit freaked out, but still knows she's made the right decision for now. Ka kite anō. If you want to see more of me on the web, there are links to my Twitter and my Tumblr in the down. And you know, you can click that subscribe button if you want to. Still here? Good. I'm headed off to Parachute Music Festival in Hamilton this weekend, and if you're an old friend or a new viewer, I'd love to catch up with you. @reply me on Twitter and we'll see what we can come up with. See you then.